Dear students, today I will tell you the summary of the novel The Painter of Science, a very famous novel by R.K. Narayan. The Painter of Science, written in 1967, is a very famous novel by R.K. Narayan. The theme of the novel is conflict and clash between tradition and modernity. The writer shows the problem of growing population in the country and its alarming effects. The writer uses the myth of the Mahabharata in the novel when Daisy, the heroine of the novel, puts condition to marry Raman, the hero of the novel. And the story of the myth is that the King Shantanu, who falls in love with a beautiful damsel and proposed her for marriage, she puts two conditions before him for marriage. Firstly, he would never intrude her privacy and questions her activities. And secondly, she will break the marriage if he dishonors the condition. King Shantanu marries her on terms she lays down. He is deeply hurt to see her drowning consecutively 7 children one by one in the river, but he doesn't object to her act honoring the vows. When she goes to drown their eighth child in the river, he revolts and opposes her after violating the condition she had put before marriage. She breaks the marriage and leaves him. She reveals her identity as sacred river Ganga, who had come in human form to absolve sage Vashist of the curse of the eight Vasus, the attendants of God Indra. The writer draws an analogy between King Shantanu and Ganga and between Raman and Daisy. The novel shows the love story of a young painter of science and a young woman, Daisy, who doesn't follow traditional and patriarchal norms. She is more dominating character than the timid hero, Raman. She doesn't want to confine herself amid four walls of the house and remains subservient to male. She has her own will and mind and goes according to her conscience. She never compromises with her freedom and personal happiness. Raman, a young painter of science in his early 30s, lives with his childless widowed aunt at 11 Street. Raman's parent died in an accident and only he and his aunt could survive. Since then, she is looking after and taking good care of his nephew. She is very religious, traditional, and orthodox in her beliefs and attitudes. She has given her nephew all liberty to lead his life in his own way. Nevertheless, he is miffed with her questions regarding his movements and thinking. Raman is a graduate and a rationalist, so he becomes little irritated by her resistance and queries. He takes too good care of her and fulfills her last wish to go for pilgrimage to Banaras. The writer has shown the aunt and nephew relationship in a very sympathetically color. She always seems curious to prepare good wishes uh, for her nephew Raman and expect nothing in return. She goes to buy groceries from Chetiyar shop daily at Eleman Street and Market Road. She is in the knack of telling stories of her grandfather, who soon after marriage left his wife at home and began to live with his keep at Pune, and they met during pilgrim tour at a place. Then he brought her at home with many sons and daughters. After grandmother's death, he married a 17-year-old girl. He was 75 at that time. The story she tells every visitor to her home. Even when Daisy comes to meet her, she tells the same story to her. Raman meets Daisy first time when he goes to beg some work at the family planning center where she is in the charge. He is attracted towards her and all his vows to remain celibate go into air. He thinks about her all the time and even during sleep. He is elated with joy when takes him during the tour of the villages and finds the potential places where the signboards about family planning could be erected. He is amazed to see her work, devotion, and ethics. He is mesmerized to see her devotion to family planning and her way of talking and debating with people about the benefits of the family planning. He is smitten by her charm and craves to make his wife. When Raman and Daisy return from the neighboring village after spreading awareness about family planning and finding proper places for family planning's hoarding to be fixed, the car they are traveling in met an accident. The car driver goes nearby village to bring new wool and leaving them alone thinking to be the couple. The night falls, Daisy sleeps on the cart when Raman sleeps under it. The carnal desire of Raman incites him and he touches Daisy. But Daisy, out of fear, climbs up the tree and spends remaining night on it. When they return after the cart driver comes with another bull, he again tries to get closer to her. She wants her to complain the matter or report it to the police. Raman is a very timid person. He is fearful of his image and sent his cousin in the market to see whether she has told the matter to the police or not. The police inspector calls him, but regarding another incident. When he sees nothing going against him, he goes to Wordless Hotel, enjoys the company of friends and the lunch. But much to his surprise, Daisy visits Raman's house and the love begins to blossom between them. She patiently listens to Raman's description of his love for her and she shared many things with him regarding her own life. Both are drawn towards each other. They go for excursion to the river and spend much time with each other. They visit to an old temple in a village where the priest, who is more than 100 years of age, argues with her about family planning and forbids them to paste any slogan or anything on its exterior wall that he has built by himself. He too surprises Daisy by telling many things about her past. Now the relationship between them blooms and they both agree to marry with each other. Daisy is a modern and radical woman. She is new to Malgudi on social mission. She wants to win the opinion of the people about the benefits of the family planning and Mrs. Indira Gandhi's 20-point program. Daisy tells Raman how she opposed the girl seeing ceremony when she was to marry off to a rich groom. Daisy pays visits to many villages with a strict schedule with Raman. When Raman's orthodox mother, means aunt, hears the rumor of their link up, she objects to Raman's marrying to a woman whom they don't know her religion and her family background, etc. But Raman is adamant to marry her at any cost. Raman appeals to her aunt to let their marriage happen, and true love doesn't know the barriers of caste and religion. She begs before her to give benediction over them, but Raman's aunt doesn't give in and decides to go on pilgrimage with neighbors to have darshan of Badrinath and Amarnath and spend the remaining days of life at Banaras and wishes her ashes to be drowned in a sacred river Ganga after her death. Raman fulfills her aunt's wish and sends her on pilgrimage. After sending his aunt, Raman feels relaxed and he spruces up the house to welcome his new bride. Daisy, he color washes the house, removes idols kept in the inner room away. Daisy comes and tells Raman not to furnish the house for her sake. She likes simple living and needs no furniture and other articles and luxurious things for her. They decide to marry as per the Gandhar ritual. She puts two conditions before him before marriage: then she would not bear any child and will like to be called Mrs. Raman. If Raman breaks the condition, she will leave him. Raman draws a parallel between themselves and King Shantanu and Ganga of Mahabharat. They are to marry at the 10th of the month, but all of a sudden she changes her decision to marry him at the evening of 9th. She tells that Raman that she has to go with 3 women of Nagari to solve the problem related with population. She tells him that she is not cut out for a marital life. Raman is shocked and shattered and accuses her of ruining his life. She kisses at his hand and he pleads her not to leave him, but he will wait till she returns. But she tells him that she would not return. This is not possible for her. She suggests him to get married with any young beautiful girl of the town. She also requests Raman to hand over the keys of the office to watchman. She goes to new destination with 3 women and sits in the car driven by Gafoor. He throws the key into the pond and leaves Daisy's off in huff, hoping that in next month she will be restored to him. Thank you and thank you very much.